Hello Year 6, I'm Mr James. Hello Year 6 and soon to be Year 7. Welcome to Science. You will notice when you start in September the science classrooms, or labs as we call them, are an awful lot different to normal classrooms you'll find in the school. Now we've got 9 labs in science. They are all based on seafloor, okay, so that's the very top of the new building. Okay, so you'll have a bit of exercise getting up here. Okay, now as you look around the lab, you'll see that the labs are an awful lot different to normal classrooms. For starters, we don't have tables, we have benches, okay? We don't have chairs, we have stools, okay? So there's an awful lot to get used to. Each table, or within the region of each table, you'll find one of these things we call pods. Now these will contain your electricity supply, your gas taps, again, all different to a normal classroom. And you'll also see dotted around the room as well, we have some taps as well, okay, for you to use whilst we're doing experiments. Now, what I'm going to do with you today is a little introduction to science. Okay, we'll have a little look at lighting a Bunsen burner. It's one of the things you'll do. First things you'll do when you come to St Benedict's, you'll get your Bunsen burner licence, and then I'm going to set you a little sort of task to do over the summer holidays. Okay, so looking at the front here, each lab has a set of Bunsen burners and heat-proof mats and various other equipment which we store in the cupboards around the room. So what I'm going to talk you through first of all is how to set up and use a Bunsen burner. Okay, so once you've got it out of the cupboard, you'll want to inspect just the gas line just to make sure that it's okay, it's intact, okay, there's no holes or anything like that. There shouldn't be, but it's just good practice just to have a look. Also, you'll have on your bench one of these heat-proof mats, again, which are stored in the cupboards. You place them down, okay, because we use those because we don't want anything hot getting on the benches or the tables. Your Bunsen burner, we place on top of that. There's a few checks to do on this. You'll notice there's this little collar around the bottom which spins. Okay, when you light it, okay, you don't want it open like that. You want to make sure you close that air hole off so it can't any extra air can't get into our Bunsen burner. Once we've inspected it, we attach it to our gas supply, like so. Just press it on firmly, and you'll notice a little tap. Now these taps won't turn unless you lift it first. So you must make sure that you lift it and turn it, and you'll hear the gas coming out then. Now before I do anything, I'm going to put my safety goggles on, okay? Because we always have to make sure we're safe in science. And whenever you do an experiment, you must always wear safety goggles. So even if it's just lighting a Bunsen burner, must make sure you're well covered in that way. So, as I said before, you lift and you turn, and you'll probably hear the gas actually coming out from there. Maybe not, okay? So, what I'm going to do is take a match, strike it, and you'll see, okay, we get a nice, what we call a safety flame there. We call it a safety flame because we can see it. Okay, we're not going to accidentally fall through it or touch it, okay, because we know it's there, we can actually see it. Now we won't actually use the safety flame for heating anything, okay, because it makes a horrible sooty mess of our equipment, and the technicians get really angry with us when we do that. So what we do, okay, we can turn that collar to let more air in. Now you probably won't be able to see it as well now. It's gone very, very, very hot. Okay, you can probably hear it roaring. And you can see that little faint blue triangle. I'm going to use my match. Is it just near the point there? You'll see. Okay, it's very hot. Lights my match up straight away. Okay, and we'd use that. Blow that out. We'd use that for heating liquids, and if we open it fully, we use it for heating solids. And it's just actually just blown itself out there. So let's relight it. Should be back on our safety flame. Let's relit. There we go. Okay. Now a lot of people always get a little bit scared when you see the Bunsen burners. Okay, you can think, oh no, I'm going to burn myself. Okay, it's going to get hot. But you all know, okay, bottom of it, okay, is going to stay relatively cool. Okay, you can touch that, not a problem. Touch most of the collar of it, not a problem. Okay, it's only the very top bit's going to get hot, so it's perfectly safe, it's perfectly fine. You're not going to injure yourself on that. Okay, so a little bit of fun to look forward to, and you'll get to do your Bunsen burner license when you first come to St Benedict's, and you have a little look at using a tripod and heating some water as well using the Bunsen burner. Okay, and then to turn it off, I always make sure it's on the safety flame. Lift the collar again, turn it round, gas goes off, and there you go. You just leave the equipment to cool. Unplug, all ready. Okay. Okay, so as I said before, I'm going to set you a little task to do over the summer break. And what I'm going to get you to do then is to feed back to either me in September or to whoever you have for your science teacher next year, the answer to the question I'm going to set you. And that question is, does the temperature of water affect how much salt or sugar, either of them is fine, you can dissolve into it? Okay, so you're going to need, it could just be 2 cups that you drink out of at home, or 2 glasses. We're using 2 beakers as are in science. Okay, nice and handy for us that, because we've got the scales on the sides. Well, I can make sure I put the same amount, same volume of water in each beaker, which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to place 100 ml, so there's a 100 marker there, of cold water in this first beaker. I'm going to use my tap. Fill it to 100 ml. What we like to do, place it on a nice flat level surface, get it down level, not quite 100 yet, so I'll put a little bit more in. And a little drop more, and that'll do it. Okay, so we've got exactly 100 ml in that beaker. That's cold water from the tap. I'm going to place 100 ml of warm water. Now I've boiled the kettle, I've let it cool down a little bit so it's not going to scald. But before using any hot water, I'm going to place my safety goggles on, just in case anything splashes. I'm going to fill that up to exactly 100 ml hot water as well. Could be just warm water out the tap, or it could be hot water. So, as I said, we're going to see how it affects how much sugar or salt we can dissolve into the water. So I'm going to use this piece of equipment, it's called a spatula. You might have a spoon, something simple as that. It could be how many spoonfuls you can dissolve. So what I'll do, into my hot water, place 1 stirring rod, give it a stir up, and I keep going until it all dissolves. So that was 1. I then add another, place it in, stir it all up until it all dissolves, and I'll keep going until I can't get it to dissolve anymore, and I count how many I've got. Then I'd repeat the experiment, but this time with the cold water. So place 1 in, stir it up, and I keep going until I can't get any more dissolved. So that's completely dissolved. So I'd have another spatula into there, and another one until I can't get it to dissolve anymore. I want you guys to find out which one you can dissolve the most into. Is it hot, or is it cold, or does it not matter? Okay, so that's your little task to find out for me over summer. Good luck guys, see you all in September when you're year 7. Take care, bye for now.